Oh, hi. Hi, everyone. We are live and I am audible. I hope so. I'm still adjusting my mic. Let's say practicality. Okay. So, my friends, how are you feeling today? I am live in LinkedIn. Right now, I'm going to check. And I am live also in YouTube. Let me check. So, let me know how are you feeling by dropping a comment. Going to check. This is the third day. We are on the 4th of July, of course. I was not doing anything the 1st of July. So this is the FLECHathon. And let me check if I am audible on LinkedIn. Yes. So feel free to drop any comment, any remark, any question. The day number one, what was the 2nd of July was H, hope. Because there is an acronym behind all these words, like hope, which is also humans open, powering, and enlightening. And then there is unique, which is the second word for the 3rd of July. That was yesterday. And because we are all unique, we are all having the oneness in humanity. But at the same time, we are all different, 8.2 plus billion brains and heart and bodies and also environments. We are all in different places of the world, in the world. So let me check in YouTube. Yes. So you see now me speaking live. I don't know, as always, if there will be people joining my live. I am still in progress to plan my events. I'm going to plan the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, 9th, 10th, etc. until the 31st July. Each day during my FLECHathon. FLECH stands for FLECH, and it's not FLESH, like although there is also flesh, we are human beings. But here is my FLECH membership explanation. So just a little bit, I'm going to talk more about that in the end of the session. But right now, the FLECH membership stands for French Languages Explore, Café Libyen, and Artist. And French and languages because I love languages, I love cultures, and I will hold sessions. So this is a membership. There will be two tiers: the tier chocolate and the tier tiramisu. Tier, I love my puns, by the way. Tiramisu. But now I'm going to talk about the M aspect. So 2 days ago was H. Yesterday was U, unique. And then this day the letter is M. And I will say like movement. Let me talk about movement. And of course, at any point, if you are tapping live or replay team, feel free to add any comment. I am listening and reading your comments later on. So movement in French is mouvement. So here I'm going to decompose because it's about giving also French gems. So here I'm going to unstop my share. I'm going to talk more about FLECH, FLECH, and I'm building a movement. Like if you see in the cheat, like bienvenue, here you will find your love, community, language, alchemist, united group of humans, what to enjoy. And in fact, it's about creating a movement. And I would say that, holy cow, a movement, movement. I'm serious and I'm funny at the same time. That's Oli, that's ravioli. And so I'm going to stop my share because I'm going to talk now about the French word. And I might talk about many things today. Feel free to disrupt my flow and to add any remark, any comment, any question. happy to also let you join the stage. If you are live during these next 30 plus minutes, I will extend the session if I have engagement live, and I will reply any question if there is no one live, but there is any remark, question, comment on the replay team. And CLH, Henry Latimer, salut. Thank you so much for your comment. Let me check if, yesterday was not working, but today the restream is working. So thank you, Henry Latimer. And thank you so much for your support. Feel free also to, if you are having the capacity, the possibility, the willing, the energy to join the stage. And for that, you can click to go to linktree/FrenchHolly, or it's the link to the stage is there. It is it the same link? Let me check, because I'm going to check, because I hope that is the same link. So thank you, Henry. Feel free to ask me any questions. So is it the same link? Oh no, it seems it's not the same link this time. So I'm going to update it. So apologize. Let me just go to the link tree. We are live, my friends. And I'm going to update, by the way, this was the link for the 3rd of July. And now we are on the 4th of July. By the way, happy Independence Day, dear fellow US people. I'm not so much in the Independence Day because I'm in Belgium. Here we are like having our festivities on the 21st of July, but even with the 21st of July, I'm not going to celebrate that. I'm not so much a country-based guy. But here you will have now the link updated. Abracadabra. So normally, yes. And let me check. Normally, we are live. We are imperfect. We are live, and it's amazing. Abracadabra. Okay. Of course, it's not 4D, it's 4TH, but it's okay. Not going to modify it, because it is the link that is the most important, and the link is correct. Yes, the link is correct. So feel free to, sorry, my mic sound. So feel free to click the link if you would like to join the stage. And the link is like linktree, linktr.ee/FrenchHolly, FRENCHOLI. And by the way, it's amazing because it's like FR is like the initial of France or French, I think. It's more like French. EN is the initial of English. And then TH, there is not so much a language about that. Probably Chamuru, maybe. I don't know, Mr. J. But I think like when I see CH, I think like Switzerland. And then OLY. And I was not doing OLI because it's like HOLI. Like the H is the bridge between French and Holy. And Holy, OLHOLY, it's sacred in French, sacré. So let me check in the chat. Ooh, I have new Crystal. Feel free also to join the stage, my dear sister friend. Ça c'est bon. In fact, that reminds me the song C'est si bon. Ta-da-da, ta-da-da. Yeah, that's so good. So at work, okay. Hi, dear Crystal. How are you feeling today? As you are at work, how are you feeling? How is your life? Do you still have anthologies? At some point, I'm happy also to host a session with you so that I can give you the spotlight. So, hey, Henry. Yeah, I love you too, Henry and Crystal. I will attempt that in some 15 minutes. Okay, then I will wait for you. I will wait for you. And there is a song about the J'attendrai le jour et la nuit. J'attendrai toujours. ton retour. So virtual hug is like câlin virtuel. And so I have a lot of things to share about French and about many other things. But at the same time, feel free to disrupt my flow and to ask me any question. I'm going to back and forth on multiple things. So the first word was mouvement, in French, M-O-U, V-E, mouvement, M-E-N-T. And of course, you just remove movement. You remove movement. You remove movement. I'm really inspired, by the way, today. So remove. So mouvement. You just remove the U, and then you have the movement in English. But you add an U, but it's not pronounced movement or movement. No, it's mou, M-O-U, mou, V-E, ment, M-E-N-T. And normally, all the M-E-N-T is always ment, M-E-N-T. Like the construct also the verb mentir, to lie, ment. Il ment, M-E-N-T. But sometimes you see M-E-N-T, but it's not ment, it's m, because it's a verb. Like there is also, I'm going to edit here, because to have an example here, A-I-M-E-N-T, M, it's the third plural person form of the verb aimer, to love. Like with the pronouns j'aime, I love, tu aimes, you love, il, elle aime, and of course with the French non-binary il, but that's another story. Aime, it's A-I-M-E, and then nous aimons, N-O-U-S, A-I-M-O-N-S, vous aimez, V-O-U-S, A-I-M-E-Z, and then ils aiment, or elles aiment. Il, I-L-S, L-E-L-L-E-S. That's the plural form pronouns. And then M, A-I-M-E-N-T. And you notice also that I was making the link. And that's another topic, because I can go dive to the conjugation, but it's quite complex. Like normally the first personal pronoun is je, but in that case it's not je aime, it's j'aime, to the fluidity, because there is a vocal or an H. Like j'habite, you don't say je habite, you say j'habite. I live in Brussels, j'habite Bruxelles. But I throw a lot of gems, by the way. Feel free also to disrupt my flow and to ask me any question. So M, so it's M-E-N-T, but because of the form, the conjugate form, then it's M. It's not aimant, like mouvement, M-E-N-T, but M, A-I-M-E-N-T. So it's because it's a conjugated verb. So mouvement, that's the first French word, and it could be many things, by the way. I don't know if there is the same in English, but mouvement is like the act of moving physically. Like je fais un mouvement. Ooh. And by the way, the verb is mouvoir. Mouvoir is like to move something, and then if you are moving yourself personally, it's se mouvoir. Se is like the personal pronouns. Like habiller means that you are putting some clothes to someone, but s'habiller, and by the way, sh, it's not se habiller, it's s'habiller. It's to do it yourself. And so mouvement could be the physical move, like mouvement. Could be also an object, a vehicle, that is moving. So movement, moving. And there is also a synonym about that, bouger, Bouger. And then mouvement is also a movement, like when you are building something to change something in the system. Like let's build to take the example of what is doing Crystal. Let's build a movement to support the people that are um, challenged by domestic violence. I don't know how to explain that because but let's build a movement against domestic violence. So mouvement in that case is also like an organization, an association, a group to do something specific. And then there is also mouvement, but in a sense of, by instance, mouvement bancaire, a financial transaction between a bank to another. I'm just curious because what are the different ways of using the French word mouvement in different contexts? I am not a military dictionary, so I'm going to use Flow AI, and I'm going to be curious because maybe I will find something differently. So there is first, and I'm going to share my screen. And as always, as we are live, thank you so much for joining. Feel free to pop your name in the comment. I see already Henry, Latimer, and Crystal. Thank you for also saying who amazing you are, because it's a prize. I'm going to collect the name so that I can give prizes to Crystal, to Henry, and anyone who would like to join the stage by going to linktree/FrenchHolly. Going to pop the link a little later. Right now, by the way, feel free to join the stage so that you will have more points. Because I seek engagement, I seek your voice, I seek your participation, your engagement. And so that going to caption. Feel free to join linktree/FrenchHolly and click to join the stage So here is, for instance, what is going to say Claude AI, Brave AI, by the way. So the French word movement could be used in different ways, depending on the context. Here are some examples. Physical movement, mouvement physique. It means a change of position or orientation of an object or a person. For example, le mouvement des étoiles, the star movement, or les mouvements du danseur, the dancer movement, the person who is dancing, like moving. Then mouvement social ou politique, that was I was telling about that, creating a movement to change something. It could design a collective action or a trend. For example, le mouvement de résistance, the resistance movement, ou le mouvement féministe, the feminist movement. That's an example. Then mouvement en mécanique, mechanical movement, could refer to the move of a machine or a mechanism. For example, le mouvement d'une montre, the move, the move of the watch. And in that case, it's referring to the movement of the little, tick 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 tick. I don't know how to say it in English, by the way. It's not my native language, but it's like the each second the little thingy is moving. Each minute, ding, it's moving. So it's like sometimes it's like at some point, ding ding ding, or sometimes it's like subtle and it's like smooth, but it's like it's moving. The watch elements are moving in the screen of the watch, so that's also a mechanical movement, like the watch movement, the watch move. And then after that, there is also mouvement en art. Ah non, mouvement en biologie, biological movement. It could mean the actions of a living being. For example, le mouvement du foetus. And by instance, F, you see another, like I was talking about yesterday, the ONDE. You can be assured, my friends, the ONDE is the attached, is not easy to find, but this is the old spelling. And the old and the new spelling is still coexisting. You see the ONDE here, and if I, by instance, I am typing O FOETUS space. Okay, in there's no underline. For instance, here I don't know if no, it's because it's not. But here, for instance, I'm going to the bar address. Yeah, it's because there is no spell checker. By the way. But nowadays, just to let you know that there is the old and the new spelling. Le foetus, FOETUS, the OND could be attached. Like also in words like cœur, sœur, cœur, it's COEUR, could be also CHOEUR. And it could be the ONDE attached, that's the old spelling, and then the ONDE separated, that's the new spelling. For the ease of the people, because normally when we were writing with the hands, we were writing that attached, but with the new technology, the typewriting, and especially for people that doesn't have the ability. Well, by the way, I don't have any way to combine the O and the E to my keyboard. I see some signs, but the O and the E are not there. So you could be like, I can also write O and E separated. So you can also, according to the new spelling. So I was telling mouvement biologie, biology and movement, could meaning the actions of a living being. By instance, the movement, the move of a fetus, like the organism within the womb of the mother. And so let me know if you have any question, any comment. I just going to check. So let me check in LinkedIn also. I don't have any comment or question or remark on LinkedIn or YouTube. Feel free to add any question, by the way, or you can also join the stage by going to linktree/FrenchHolly. If you're live, also drop your name so that I can give you surprises for your presence and your engagement and your participation. So that's about movement. That 2 days ago it was H, and it was hope. Yesterday was unique, which is unique in French. Hope is espoir in French. And then mouvement, MOU, and movement, MOV. That's also interesting. Like I'm going to again share it to you the difference, because movement in English, mouvement in French, and here AIMENT. I was talking about the fact that it's M. It's not like aimant, because it's not because it's EMT, but because it's like the verb is conjugated. Like let me check if there is any more like no, 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 no. No, I don't see any. But it's like to let you know that it's not because you see MENT that is always more, because here it's a conjugated verb, aime, the verb aimer, to love. And so that's it. We are on the 25th minute. Feel free to join on stage or to interact with me with your comments. Ask me any question, say hello, and so that I can continue. Else, I'm going to wrap up in 10-15 minutes maximum. And like biological movement. And to wrap up, the last one was mouvement en art, the artistic movement. Could describe the move or the dynamic in an artwork, other artwork. And here you see also O, OE together, like sœur, cœur, œuvre, and fœtus. That's the O and the E. That could be written separated or together. For example, le mouvement dans les peintures. That's the trends, the tendency by the Renaissance, the pop art, different trends, different movements, different types of art during the times in history. So that's it. I'm going to close because I'm going just to. I gave you so much gems, and I'm going to wrap up with this word. Oh, okay. Henry Latimer, thank you so much for your patience. You are now on stage. So I'm going to show you.
Bonjour ou possiblement bonsoir.
Bonjour if you are in US. I think of also for PST it could be also bonjour. For EST, I think you can say also bonjour or bon après-midi.
It is a pleasure to be here with you again, Ollie, in this wonderful space that you've created. I wanted to join yesterday, but the schedule did not work out, such is life. Uh, and I'm here now. So, for those folks who are in the US or maybe have friends, co-workers from the US, of course, today is a special day. It is the 4th of July, yes, but more specifically, the Independence Day, when this nation declared its independence from then the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland in 1776. So we are now on year 249. Next year, of course, will be the 250th anniversary, quarter millennia, which is a little crazy to think about. Almost a quarter of a millennia at this point. And there have been many countries that have had a much longer and richer history. So comparisons are, I think, maybe a bit unfair. Um, Without trying to immediately shift the conversation into this particular direction, I think it is fair to say that this year's celebrations will be rather bittersweet um, due to events that have been happening. So I will leave it at that for now. But I do genuinely hope that for folks who celebrate the 4th of July, that they're able to do so in the presence of their loved ones, of friends, that they are able to enjoy the celebration, enjoy some delicious food, of course, and spend some quality time because that is what I believe many of us look for to really enjoy the little moments in life. In between all the madness that is happening, to remember that we are one nation, and that we have to work together to actively build the world that we see in our dreams in order to make it a reality. So, with that being said, I am currently right now working on cooking a little something in the or baking something rather in the oven. So I might go mute for a bit in a moment. But I did want to say that so far my day has been off to a good start. I uh, have not chatted with a lot of folks at this moment, apart from yourself, but it's been nice, And I think that, well, I am running out of things to say. That is true. But again, I do think that trying to look for positivity when there is a lot of negativity out there is very valuable. But it can be hard. So I do not blame anyone who feels maybe a bit stressed out and thinking like, well, what is there good to celebrate? It is hard, but
Thank you, dear Henry. Are you finished, or do you want to ask any
oh,
question or any other comment?
oh, sorry, I think I beat myself by accident. Um, just wanted to say that finding that little gem of positivity out there really is worth the effort. I guess for a question I could ask, maybe about the French language, such. Um, I guess, would you be opposed to sharing a few quick words about festivities and celebrations in general? Maybe, I don't know if you want to focus them around, even though it passed, Bastille Day, because I know that that is a very big celebration in France. So I guess just vocab for celebrations, festivities, holidays, if that is fine with you.
Thank you. So there are a lot of festivities that are changing according to the countries. I was seeing like US is of course the 4th of July, but I guess there are also other days of festivities like Thanksgiving, like the classic like ones like Easter egg, Christmas, Saint Valentine, many days by the way. But of course, the countryside is like the 4th of July. In France, it's the 14th of July is la fête de la République française. And in Belgium, it is the 21st of July, la fête nationale de Belgique celebration. And of course, Canada was the first or the second, I don't know, of July. So normally, I don't know all the festivities of all the countries, but I think the most common theme is that it's between June, July, or August because it's the end of the scholar and the work year. And of course, maybe it was in the case in the past, but it's especially since the 2000s and the 2010s, and especially during the pandemic, there is no more like, oh, it's like from September to June, and then July, August, we are going to holidays, because now the world is so disrupted that holidays are, of course, still made on July and August. There is also a word in French to do that, like for July in French is juillet, and August in French is août or août. But normally, I will suggest you to pronounce août to not confound with the other words. But then there is also the words les juilletistes, which are the people that are leaving for holidays in July, and then les Haussiens, that's what we call the people that are taking their holidays in August. And then there is of course what we call the chassé croisé entre juilletistes and Haussiens, because then the juilletistes in the end of July is getting back, but there are people that are leaving for the month of August. But of course, there are people that are living in mid-June, in beginning of July, mid-July, and July, beginning of August, mid-August, or even there are people that are working during July and August, and they are taking the holidays in September, probably to be less crowded, because if all the people, because there is also this, I was going a lot of time in Italy, and I was witnessing that in Rome, which is the capital, Roma, capital of Italy. In July and August, Rome is empty, because all the Romanian, the Romans, the inhabitants of Rome are escaping the city to get everywhere else in Italy or elsewhere. So that's the celebrities. In fact, there is a word in French. I'm going to now use the caption so that I'm not only expressing vocally, but I'm also writing in the caption. So let me check. There is, in fact, it's really interesting because there is festivité, that's like the festivities, but there is also the word fête. And it's really interesting because it's also something, a gem that I would like to tell about the French languages. We use accent in English. Probably in Old English there were accent, and that was removed. But in French we still use accent, and there were kind of simplifications. But at some point there are words that normally it's like fete, it's like FETE, and you add an S with the plural. But the first E is there is a circumflex accent, which I think I'm not sure it's 100%, but it's like the diacrisis, but I'm not sure because I confund sometimes with the tremor. But it's like to say um, before etymologically it was an S. Normally, most of the time when you see a circumflex accent, it's because there was an S in the old version of French. I was also learning Dutch, so by instance, English is a bridge between between Germanic and Latin. And there is another example with chateau, which you might know when you are buying some wine. There is Chateau Lafite, Chateau d'Eau Pérignon, Chateau this, Chateau that. And it's Chateau, like chateau. But there is a circumflex accent on top of the A. And it's the same because etymologically it was like Castel. Castel. Like there is a city in France that is called Castel Sarrazin, I think, or Castel this, Castel that. And because in Latin it's like Castel, and in English it's castle, and in Germanic it's like I'm not sure at 1%, but in Dutch it's Kastel, Kasteel, and it's like there is an S, Castel, castle, Castel, Castello in Italian. But here in French, chateau. But probably in the old French, it was like Castel, something like that. But the language is evolving, so um, it's really inspiring. So fête, fiesta, festivity. That's the word for French, fête.
Thank you. And you do bring up a little point from yesterday, or maybe I see it as being very connected. Sort of the that you can look at the words from these languages and more or less figure out what they that they had a common ancestor, or what is it, a mother language, and sort of see the connections there. Because as you're saying, in German, apparently the word for castle is castel, which reminds me a lot of the Spanish word castillo. Um, and so I do know about the little circumflex that hints at where there used to be an S before many words. I think the word for forest in French is spelled Fore, accent circumflex, T, because that S in forest is not present there in French anymore. So I just find that a little interesting to look at or notice. And yes, as well, fete. You think about fiesta, that there is that um, connection there as well. So wonderful stuff. And I do appreciate you bringing up that uh, some cultures, maybe where there is in countries where there is a stronger culture of folks taking vacations from work and such, that you actually have to coordinate schedules at times so that you don't have everyone going off of work at once. Then no one can be, working at the bakeries or restaurants and such. Um, and so it's, I think, also fun to think about at times. How can we, for the benefit of all, organize ourselves and work together? So I think that's sort of the track my mind is on today. How we work together with others in to try to bring about union and harmony. Um, but yes, it's always wonderful for me to brush up a little bit of my French, and I will hopefully at some point this year, take some classes from you. I have not done that so far just because I want to make sure that I can dedicate the time and the focus that it deserves. And sadly, this year has been rather chaotic for me, so I'm hoping that things can calm down a little bit later on.
Thank you so
And I,
much, and let me give you a gem also because thank you so much for thinking about me. You are always welcome whenever you have the time. At the same time, it's we don't need really the time. For instance, I can, of course, I was saying on the 1st of January, oh, my fifth language will be Spanish. I'm still not learning Spanish, but I was learning last year a little bit, thanks to Hildy and Margaret. Um, but at the same time it's like you can learn a language with your subconscious. Like if you can decide to use a streaming radio or a physical radio or the TV in background with the language in your choice, and running subconsciously, then your brain will take these words without you to focus too much about that or to pay attention, and then it will like automatically. That's, of course, we need also to learn intentionally, but learning with the diffuse mode. I don't know if you know the ways of learning. There is the focus mode, which is like, oh, concentrating on really doing things. But then the diffuse mode is when you are allowing information to flow into you without you really paying attention, and it's when the haha moment could also go. So here, by instance, talking about forêt, we have also declination in French, like fête, festivité. Here, forêt, forestier, because forestier is like everything that is related to the forest. And so, by instance, uh, Hôte, which is Hote, like which is host in English. There is also uh, hospital, which is hôpital, but then we say il a été hospitalisé. That's from the verb hospitaliser, which means to get to the hospital. So there are also different declinations. Um, across the different words. Um, so aside that, I'm also happy to give you some spotlight. Give us the pitch about who you are, what you are doing, what is your website, your YouTube channel, your moment of joy is now, dear Henry.
oh, are you asking for me to?
Yes,
Did you say like ask about my?
it's your time to show up if you choose so, of course, but it's like I give you the opportunity to let my audience and my replay team audience to know more about you.
Fair enough. Hopefully, I will have something meaningful to say. I joke, of course. I do not have any social media accounts or live streaming that I'm doing right now. That is something that has been on my sort of wish list or bucket list for this year, is to see if I can finally go about going live on my own channel. Of course, if you surf YouTube and you make comments, you have a YouTube channel, but not a lot of people develop it to actually put out content. So hopefully that will change this year. I guess to speak a little bit of myself so folks can know sort of who I am. I am living on the West Coast, more specifically California, in the United States. I am in my late 20s, and I spend a lot of my time on YouTube watching uh, mostly political content because at this point my brain has been rewired to focus on that. And I do so because I feel that it's important to be as informed as one can be about what is happening. We are sadly going through a lot of changes in the United States, which is affecting the world to an extent as well. I cannot say I agree with all the changes that are happening. Um, I'll talk more freely about that maybe on another occasion. But again, what I'm trying to do more than anything else is to support my family and community as best as I can in these uncertain times. And also, well, for one, because of the chaos that's happening, that people might get scared and they need someone to comfort them. But also because I do want to get to know my community a lot better. I have definitely been someone that has spent a lot more time indoors than outdoors, and there are some benefits to that. But I do feel like I've missed out a bit on making more connections in the community and attending small local events. Before that's been fine. I've been fine not attending them, but now that I sort of realize, oh well, it's I'm not getting any younger right now. I think that now would probably be the best time for me to go out, explore a bit, see some more stuff. I'm not saying that I'm going to settle down very anytime soon. I still have some energy in me, but I think trying to really again enjoy the small moments in life is something that we should all strive to do as best as we can. And sometimes you go out and you do an activity that never did before and you don't like it, and you think I'm not doing that again. Now you know. Now you have eliminated that uncertainty, that doubt. You've learned a little bit about yourself. Maybe you go out and you hang out with a group of people that you never really thought you could get along with, and it turns out you have a wonderful conversation. You think, you know what? I didn't think about this one thing like that before, or I didn't realize that this was a pretty nice place to hang out. And so getting to explore the world around us is something that I am trying to do right now while I still feel I have the chance to do so. And so that's part of the reason that I have been commenting a lot more on live streams as opposed to just watching videos. I've managed to meet some very wonderful people in sort of in the wider space. I, of course, know you. I've talked a little bit with Crystal, Rising, Crystal Phoenix Rising. For those who might know of Misha or Ned, awakened by the glass reflection, a wonderful person as well. Uh, I understand that maybe the other people that I know aren't as well known here, but actually talking with people from other parts of the country has been a delight for me. And in your case, folks from outside of the country, very wonderful. So that's a little bit about me. I guess if there's any questions either on LinkedIn or another website that you're streaming on, uh, I don't know if anyone would have any specific questions for me, but if they do, I will do my best to answer them. And if not, then we can happily carry on our conversation as it currently stands.
Yeah, that's me sharing some appreciation and also some spotlight to you to know more about you because you are engaging to my session, and I really appreciate that. So it's like as you are pouring some love into my sessions, I'm also pouring some love to you. So and it's also to know more about each others. And so that also, for instance, I don't know if you were seeing that previously. I'm going again to share my screen, but I was talking about my membership that I'm doing the best that I can, but I'm procrastinating. But I was what I do the best is drawing, and so here on my drawing you see FLECH. And I want to, aside the languages, like aside French and languages, I want also to explore poetry, writing, and also spirituality and faith. But I also create a space that I call Café du Bien for mental health, because mental health is so essential. It's like even crucial. I'm sure that you would agree with me because for people in US, but for people everywhere in the world, like there is AI, there is climate change, there is different way. Like in Europe, we are also preoccupied about Russia versus Ukraine, and then of course globally there is the Israel and Palestine conflict that is lasting since decades, and then there is also US and Iran or whatever, and there is so much. so much bad things happening in the world, and we need more to act as one in the humans. Even if we are 8.2 plus billion different human beings in the world, we are one on the human beings, and no baby on earth, when they are babies, no baby is aiming to hate or to harm or to destroy. It's taught. It's not in our DNA. So it's about how we could do to elevate humanity, so that people are learning how to deal with their past traumas, with their nervous system, and not act on reaction, but act on response. How to respond, how to really not contribute to the bad vibes that are happening right now. So and we are trying. I think each of us. I think I'm preaching to the choir, but there are people out there, sadly, also part of the most powerful people that are there to destroy. Maybe it's not really their intention, but they are destroying because they are having their agendas and they are destroying lives, and it's really sad. But it's really my ranting. So we need also. That's why in my membership community, I was also integrating the Café du Bien, which is also one of my favorite pun. Because if you see now I'm going to go back to my share. Is it ah this one? I'm going to zoom in here. Let me drop my mic because I don't have like here it's a pun that could be translated in English like "co feels good," like COFFEELSGOOD. Co feels good, and it's like it feels good. Ça fait du bien, and also of course it's like CA it's K, and ça it's like the CCD. We have multiple accents, by the way, but café du bien is like the pun, like let's have a good moment around a cup of coffee, could be a cup of tea, water, tea, hot chocolate, whatever, together to talk about things, like could be venting, could be about, hey, how are you doing, what's happening in your life, what's your next project. And I want to integrate that in my community, aside the languages, aside the French, aside the explore, and to welcome artists, because it's not only ART, it's HEART, artists, people that are creating things. And of course, this could be writing, poetry, could be any form of art. I'm truly sure that we are all artists, but also connected with the heart. So that's why I was having the pun, artists. And so that's my share about the flesh movement that I'm trying um, to um, to to share. But it's not here. I'm going now to share my screen because I am not 100% done. I still have improvements to do, but in my link tree, you can see like the link to go on stage that you went. Thank you so much for joining the stage, by the way. Then you can join my membership. I will rename that to chocolate. T1 will be chocolate and T2 will be tiramisu. I love also to use the pen because it's like the tier 1, tier 2, tiramisu. No, yeah. My brain is on fire. And then subscribe to my newsletter, and then join. That's my Go Brunch room. Or you can book a call with me, or you can discover my YouTube channel and my network of neural language coaches. And here's my mental health space, by the way, that I'm going to share right now. And here, welcome to my Café du Bien space. And here is my Go Brunch Café du Bien space. I'm just steering that for a few minutes because this is not the theme of the session, but this is happening through Go Brunch. And here is a space where you can, and really I'm amazed because the community is amazing. Like Jamie was dropping a message to tell how he's happy to see me. And also Jessica Dugas, by the way, with Refrench Your Brain. So that's the Go Brunch community. Of course, there are some people that are not so much in the vibes of Go Brunch, but it is changing lives. I am in better mental health thanks to my new language community, but also also thanks to Go Brunch. My son was telling me last month that I was not feeling fine, so she was having a checking in to send me some love. So that's an amazing community, and that's the place where I am going to hold my classrooms of French and languages. And here you can also buy me a coffee. Here my coffee space that is available to in the lane, in the right side of the lane. I'm going to stop my share. I'm like all over the place, but here in my right side there is a coffee.com/holylyrics. That's for people that would like to support me and give me some currency energy with the things that I'm doing each day, week, month, and years. I'm back in the history. I'm LinkedIn since 2007, but I was fully in LinkedIn since 2020, 2021. I was beginning my LinkedIn daily videos since November 2021, my LinkedIn audio since March or May 2023, and my LinkedIn streamings and YouTube since the end of 2023. And then audio was ending in December. I was going to Go Brunch. So I'm back and forth through Restream, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and sometimes I also hosting Go Brunch spaces. So that's my me, what I'm doing, my life, my experience, language coach, language uniter. And so if you have any question, dear Henry, let me know. And by the way, your name is really dear to me because my grandfather was also named Henry, in French, Henri, which is the same spelling. It was like no, so normally it could be with an Y, but here you have Henri like Henri, which is the exact first name of my grandfather, Henri Liénard. That and also, I'm starting my membership founding phase from now until the 4th of July. And the 4th of July is his heavenly birthday. Of course, he passed away 30 years ago in 95, but he was born in 22 of the last three, on the 4th of August 2022. And so I am phasing my founding membership pricing to his birthday, his heavenly birthday. He would have been 103 years old. So if you have the same name, the same first name of my grandfather and the same initial, HHL, Henri Latimer, Henri Liénard. That's funny. What are you thought about that?
As I mentioned previously, I'm honored to share this name with a such a wonderful individual as your grandfather, who I know or I trust was a very positive influence in your life. Um, and yes, it's uh, a lot more common to see people with the name Henry with a Y as opposed to Henri with an I. Um, and I definitely am happy that you're working on your membership program, as you said, something affordable and reasonable for folks, but also a way for you to have your healthy boundaries, to respect your time, and be able to give it your all when you're doing something, as opposed to just being splitting yourself up and not feeling maybe happy with the what you're putting into um, coaching sessions, chats with some folks, just a simple little brunch, as you said, café du bien, just sharing a little cup of coffee. I sadly do have to get going because my device is about to run out of charge and think would
Mm.
be rude to just have it cut mid sentence. Thank you very much for allowing me to be on the stage for the time that I was. I enjoyed it as always, and I look forward to being on here again very soon. Maybe not tomorrow, but in the coming days. And so I will at least listen in on another device to the YouTube live stream. So I will still be around even if I'm not actively speaking to you today. Uh,
Thank
Adulto.
À bientôt. See you soon. And thank you so much for your presence. It's really warming my heart, your dear presence. You are always welcome. I'm doing these sessions each day, same hour, like 2 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. my time. And it's a blessing to talk to you. And you are welcome to send me any message through LinkedIn, through WhatsApp. You know how to contact me through Linktree, because I have also my information in Linktree, my LinkedIn also, or my Calendly. So feel free also to book Café du Bien, a call. And I wish you an amazing rest of the day and happy Independence Day. In fact, in English, independent is in French indépendant. So it's the same spelling, but with the accent, and of course not the same pronunciation. But for some, it's bittersweet, of course, with what's happening right now. But it's for me, it's the way also to say, okay, it's happening right now, but let's use this day to oppose our resistance. Because if there are negative and dark forces that are challenging the light, challenging the democracy, we have to stand and to say no, not in my name. And even though it's challenging and it's the 4th of July and it's really particularly difficult this year, it's an occasion to say, okay, let's use this day to say, no, I am going to be doing any action, whether it's about manifestation or any action, by the way, to make this bad move cancelled. Because at some point, I don't know what's next. It's only since the beginning of January that is on the stage, and already since the first weeks and months, the first 90 days, it was like challenging. I'm not going to the politics, but like I see so much HARM, and I would like to see more HUMANITY, humanity. So the third day was today for the FLECHathon. At some point, I will do 2 day in a row to go to the flow, so that we'll have the fourth, probably the fifth. Um, this is the third, so probably tomorrow that will be the fourth and the fifth combined, so that I can have the sixth will be the 6th day, the seventh will be the 7th day, uh, because I was not doing any sessions for the 1st of July. July rhymes with fly, and I would like to see ravioli elevate. And we are on the top of the hour. I'm going to now share a couple of things, um, because I am also really happy. It was initially planned for my birthday, the 21st of June, on Saturday. I was connecting with another Henry Cameron. He has also an amazing story behind his double name. And feel free also to join the stage at any time. I'm going also to go to the caption, but at some point I'm going to end this session in 5-10 minutes, because it's already 1 hour, and I don't want to jeopardize with your time. It's really amazing that I was welcoming Henry Latimer, and also that Krista was expecting to join. Feel free to join on stage to disrupt my flow, but I'm going now to share my screen to show an event that will occur tomorrow on Saturday. And let me check. Yes, this is this one. And it was planned to be on the 21st of June, but finally it will be like on the 4th and the 5th of July, which is Independence Weekend, weekly Saturday matinee movie club at the New Folklore. And the movie is in Metropolis, and it's amazing because Henry Cameron, for my honoring my French language, and also the fact that I speak French, was deciding to I'm going to enlarge this. Yeah, to put it on French. And here is the picture, by the way, in French of the. It's called affiche. So it's here in French, le chef-d'œuvre de Fritz Lang. That's the the artwork, chef-d'œuvre, and also here you see the only separated, so you can be combined or separated. And here, le plus grand film de science-fiction de tous les temps. I don't know if it's really true, but yeah, if they say so. So it's the biggest sci-fi movie of all time, and it is a movie. I was thinking first it was in the 26th, but in fact it was released on 27. But here I am going now to share the Wikipedia because I'm going to share the French version on the Wikipedia. That's my gem bonus. I'm not going to do that all the time, like 1 hour and 10, 20 minutes, but here, going to share in French. Metropolis is a sci-fi movie, German, realized by Fritz Lang, that was released in 1927. Which is 1927. You have two ways to say 1927. Either you say 1927 or 1927. Silent movie, black and white, oscillate between expressionism and new objectivity, adapt from the original novel of Thea von Arbu. The scenario is co-written by her and by Fritz Lang, that were married at that time. Brigitte Erm, Gustav Froelich, Alfred Abel, and Rudolf Klein Roger figure amongst the first roles. The film is produced in the Babelsberg Studios by UFA, probably in Germany. So that's really amazing because at that time when it was released, it was a failure, like critical failure and commercial failure when it was released. Uh, but and at that time, it was the movie the most expensive of the story of the cinema. Of course, in 27, and rapidly cut. Yeah, rapidly cut and progressively rehabilitated during the second part of the 20th century, at such to go to the artwork status major of the history of cinema, and testimonies of multiple influences until our days, notably in the popular culture. Many times restored. In 2001, the first movie subscribed in the World Memorial International World Memorial Register from UNESCO. UNESCO is the uh, UNESCO. And then the film is decomposing in three acts, which are Aufstakt, which is the beginning, 66 minutes. Then Zwischenspiel, interlude, that's the pause, the break, 28 minutes. And then Furioso, 52 minutes, like Furious. And so it's a movie where the story is in 2026. So the movie was released in 1927, like 98 years ago. And the story is happening in 2026, like 99 years after the release of the movie. That's incredible. So it's a megapolis in a dystopian society divided in a high city where are living the intellectually families that are leading, and in the lust, in the luxury, and the you know um, uh, divertissement. And then a city low, where the workers are making functioning the city and that are oppressed by the actual the actual people that are leading in the high side. Let me share. Let me stop the share because I would like to know share my story. Even though it's already right now 1 hour and 10 minutes, I'm going to share. But now I'm going to share the chat. So an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Plaisir. And thank you, Henry, for sharing, for joining the stage. So, Metropolis, I have a story about that because this probably will be the second time, probably the third or the fourth, but I'm pretty sure it's the second time in my life. And thank you, Henry Cameron, for that, by the way, that I'm going to watch Metropolis, this movie of 98 years ago. The first time was in 88 or 89, I'm not sure, probably. I was 12, 13 years old, probably 11 or 12 years old. And it was during a French class from my French teacher. My French teacher is the reason why I'm doing that. French and languages. Why am I enthusiastic about languages? I was talking also about last year to CJ and Susanna during the 15th Promotional Connections. By the way, I'm going to drop also some links so that you are knowing. I'm going to drop links for Henry Cameron event, for CJ 15th Promotional Connections, and also to Gobelch and Richard. Why I'm doing right now a language coach. As a language coach, a language innovator, why am I so passionate about languages and cultures and French? It's thanks to my grandfather and thanks to my French teacher. I was also talking about that during Beyond Boundaries and during Rebel of the Coast, two anthologies I was co-authoring last year. And my French teacher changed my life. My French teacher changed my life. He was projecting Metropolis during one day in his classroom. He was letting us read Brave New World, Le Meilleur des Mondes in French, from Aldous Huxley. And by the way, Le Meilleur des Mondes is a bit like the book that is probably resulting to Metropolis. Then, of course, there are also some movies like 1984, Soylent Green, Le Soleil Vert, also Matrix, that are also a bit like that. And also, there is also the 7th or the 8th edition of Star Wars, where you see like the casino and then the people that are slaves. It's really a recurring theme, but at Metropolis it was a really new approach, and it's a silent movie, I think, and it's really my French teacher, letting us going through critical thinking. Metropolis was a movie that was really full of critical thinking, and also Le Meilleur des Mondes, Brave New World, and also some poetry, and also other books in French. By the way, another book that is To Spoil the Sun from Joyce Rockwood. There is a name Joyce Rockwood who is an elf coach, but this is not her because it's the homonym. But there was a Joyce Rockwood writer that wrote the book in the 80s, I think, or the 70s, and it was the story of an fictitious Amerindian woman living in the 16th century, seeing the conquistador going to invade the different lands in South America and bring also some illness. So, l'injure du soleil, l'injure au soleil in French, to spoil the sun. That's because it was like tuberculosis, I think, the skin burn. And so it was really amazing, this book in French. I have the version in English, I think. Do I have the version in French? I don't know, but really amazing. The book like is really you cannot you can find it only on Kindle, I think. Really rare. But critical thinking, and of course tongue twist. The different tongue twists there are probably in every language, by the way, but in French, le chasseur chasse. Ah, Let me drink because I want to be on tongue twists. Let me drink first to hydrate. It's really important because my throat and my mouth was talking too much. So the tongue twist is a way to be able to have a proper diction, et de pouvoir s'exprimer intelligiblement, to be able to express with the probably gymnastic of the mouth. So there are some tongue twists in French, but let me know first and read what your comment might be mistaken, but was there not a remake of it came out about a year ago? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm going to explore, by the way. But there was a edition in 2001, but I'm not sure. And then I think the remake starred Robert De Niro. Oh, I'm going to check that. Thank you so much, Henry. Tongue Twister got you good the first time. Yeah. So in French are multiple tongue twisters, and by instance, the first one is like about a hunter that is able to hunt without his dog. He is a good hunter. So, un chasseur sachant chasser son chien est un bon chasseur. I was expressing that in English, what is meaning. Then, les chaussettes de l'archiduchesse sont extra sèches. That doesn't mean anything, by the way. It's really, but it's like the socks of the archduchess are extra dry, but usually amazing. And then there is also 33 Turcs sur un trottoir étroit. That doesn't mean anything either, like a 33 Turkish guy in a straight pedestrian way. But it's really tongue twister. I'm really happy about that. And of course, there are also the typography stuff, like servez à ce vieux juge blond un verre de whisky, something like that. It's like the same in English, like the fox jumps up to the lazy dog. Just like the way to have all the alphabets in the short sentences for the typography. So that's the French, and of course the poem. And by the way, I'm over delivering, but I'm going to end at 1 hour and 30 minute maximum. So we'll still have 12 minutes of jams, but I'm going to the tongue twist. So that was a poem and a tongue twist that my French teacher was teaching us. Also for the diction. So let me just share my screen right now. And it doesn't mean anything either, but it's about the tongue twist. So, my goodness, where will I say this? Okay. No, I don't see that, by the way. Maybe this one. Of course, I am a human being, my friends. I am not a robot. So, am I able to see that? Okay. So, this is the text that was also part of the tongue twist. L'amiral l'arrima quoi, l'arrima rien, l'amiral Larima, l'amiral rien. That's from Jacques Prévert. That's a short one. And in English, well, it doesn't mean anything, but it's an amiral that is called Larima. Larima quoi? Larima rien, the rhyme of nothing. The amiral Larima, the nothing amiral. So that's also a tongue twist. That was giving us the French teacher. And of course, yesterday I'm not going to show it again because it was Thursday. I'm only showing these on Thursday, but I was showing the dictionary of my grandfather. And I was playing crosswords with him. And so right now I'm going to also pour some songs love, because I love to pour some songs. And I'm going also to post the link in the LinkedIn later on my Suno account. And I am this time only sharing the French version. But of course, if I'm with the link to the playlist, you can also see the lyrics and translate them if you want. But there is also an English version that is quite similar. But I'm going to go to the ravioli s'élève, and I will go to this one. So let me share this, and then I'm going to close this session from now. It's amazing. It's already so much long. So let me just share my screen. I am a bit low, but it's okay. And I'm going to do these sessions each day, 2 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. my time. And here is a song for you, my friend. And then I will say to you bye-bye and keep shining. This is a song in French. And if you want the translation, go to the previous session. I was translating the session in the lyrics in English.
Dans une cuisine de choix où de nouveaux chemins coulent, une transformation commence avec une lueur qui roule. Ravioli vivait jadis dans un monde de blé, mais le changement appelait, tandis que de nouveaux rêves se déployaient, dans un pot où les décisions doivent danser. Chaque choix dans une transe se transformer. Avec l'espoir versé d'en haut, il s'élève avec ses propres mots. Dans le bien-être, nous trouvons notre pensée. Le gluten me liait autrefois dans une étreinte pesante, mais la liberté appelait vers un espace plus sain et plaisant. Les anciennes façons semblaient lourdes, trop à porter, tandis que de nouvelles possibilités flottaient dans l'air léger. Et le fromage, autrefois amoureux, semblait maintenant une chaîne. Chaque bouchée apportait l'inconfort, chaque repas la peine. Alors Ravioli décida, avec un courage si brillant, de rompre avec le passé et d'entrer dans la lumière étincelant. Dans un pot où les décisions doivent danser, chaque choix dans une transe se transformer. Avec l'espoir versé d'en haut, il s'élève avec ses propres mots. Dans le bien-être, nous trouvons notre pensée. Le gluten le liait alors qu'il apprenait à lâcher prise de tout ce qui était familier, qu'il connaissait de mise. Mais la force vint de l'intérieur à travers les épreuves et la peur, alors qu'un avenir sans gluten devenait cristallin et sûr. Puis les épinards apparurent avec des feuilles fraîches et vertes, les partenaires beau brunch les plus vibrants, belle découverte. Avec des nutriments coulants et des saveurs si pures, un amour commença à fleurir sain et qui perdure. Et les champignons se joignirent avec un délice terreux, leur richesse humaine rendit tout merveilleux. Ensemble ils dansèrent en parfaite harmonie, un trio de bien-être, sauvage et libre, accompli. Dans un pot où le nouvel amour peut danser, chaque saveur dans une romance se sentait. Avec la joie versée d'en haut, il s'élève comme il faut. Dans le bien-être, nous trouvons notre pensée. Alors laissez les anciennes façons s'estomper dans le passé. Ce voyage sans gluten est fait pour durer, pour rester. Avec les épinards et les champignons à leur côté, Ravioli trouve à l'amour sans rien à cacher, libéré. Un trésor de santé, un délice entier dans le royaume du bien-être. Il brille toute la nuit, éclairé. Dans un pot où le nouvel amour peut danser, chaque saveur dans une romance santé. Avec la joie versée d'en haut, il s'élève comme il faut. Dans le bien-être, nous trouvons notre pensée. Alors laissez les anciennes façons s'estomper dans le passé. Dans le royaume du bien-être, il brille toute la nuit éclairé. Dans un pot où le nouvel amour peut danser, chaque saveur dans une romance santé. Avec la joie versée d'en haut, il s'élève comme il faut. Dans le bien-être, nous trouvons notre pensée.
Here we go. Keep shining, everyone. See you tomorrow. And for the next sessions, it will be really shorter. Thank you again for the people that are joining live even late. And also the replay team, feel free to add any question, any comment. I'm really amazingly blessed to have welcomed Henry on stage each day, 2 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. my time, until the 21st of July to talk about my Flesh membership. So feel free also to re-watch the video, to check the Flesh membership. And see you tomorrow. Keep shining, everyone. And